smoking at the airport toilet, taking dump next to other country's national palace, letting your kid poop on the street, sleeping at public toilets to save hotel money. Here's a small game. Guess their national. If you visit any major tourist spots such as the Louvre, Grand Canyon, or even your local university library, you will see a group of Chinese tourists casually cutting all the lines they see and taking poop at the corner. Most people will just roll their eyes and say, 25% tariff is definitely not enough. But why? Is it illegal to have public manners in China? Why are they like this? Today, we're looking at the weird, tragic, and actually quite logical reasons to answer this question. Why are Chinese rude? First, the noise. Here's a way to help your understanding. If these countries are the top contenders in the UFC fighting for the belt, the US would be Conor McGregor because they never shut up unless they're tired. Italy is prime Yoshinokami because I want to put Italy and Japan next to each other. Brazil is Alex Pereira because now I know how annoying their language can be based on their TikTok meme songs. India is Tom Aspinall, and many people say that he's the real champ, but he's a king in a different division. China is prime John Jones with unlimited biochemistry lab, a state license for beating women, and he's allowed to carry his rifle on the octagon. After the contest, the GOAT takes his belt and killed all other contenders. Then he drives home safely with a giant V in his hand. I made this because I'm a big fan of UFC and Jones, so yeah. Anyways, a loud conversation is called renao in Chinese. It means heat and noise, which is a very positive thing. In Chinese culture, loudness is greatly associated with vitality, life, and prosperity. This guy is a professional whiz machine in China, and he sells online courses on how to impress your landlord. And if a restaurant is quiet like this in China, that place is considered a shithole and no one wants to go there. But if it's loud enough to make you want to put on your AirPods, it's obviously a 5-star restaurant, and you can expect to find some authentic Chinese toppings like red hats or dental implants. I'm not showing you the red hat rice photo because it's insanely disgusting, but you can find this by googling it. This is the digital version of Ozempic, so share this to your fat mom. Then there's the cultural revolution factor. China has a long history that the loudest voice in the village was the one to lead the community. Loud voice was a way to climb the social ladder for them. The ones with loud voice made it to the top and spread their genes. But not everyone chose the right place in the right time. Then let's talk about their hygiene. Historically, China's water quality has been a serious issue. You might think it's because of their Temu factories, but it's actually their soil and geography. Their soil is easily washed away by rain, so rivers in China are often yellow, meaning that they contain high volume of bacteria, heavy metals, and too much salt. Heavy seasonal rain is a cherry on the top. This is why China invented tea culture, since it's safer to drink hot water. Because water was so scarce and it required fuel to boil, washing became a luxury. Mao Zedong, the great leader of China, used to save water in many creative ways, such as this. Imagine what the rest of the 800 million people would do if their great leader tries this hard to save water. Such hygiene lag persisted for generations, even after the country got enough water by cutting the main water source going to the Southeast Asia. So here's my story. I spent my first year of university in Auckland, New Zealand, and more than 70% of the students were from China. We had an orientation day for the first years, and guess what the school had a presentation about? It was about the importance of shower, and I'm not even making this up. Now for the big one, the selfishness. This is not because they hate you, it's because of a collective trauma called the Great Leap Forward. Mao Zedong, the great leader, wanted to make China as rich as the UK, so he decided to turn China from a farmland to a factory land. And soon the country experienced the deadliest famine in the human history. About 40 million people died of hunger, and considering the fact that around 20 million died from the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Mao Zedong basically dropped 4 atomic bombs to his own people. At that time, being kind was definitely not a good survival strategy. Like this, China's painful history created a forever-lasting survivalist mindset that was passed down to the next generation. Even though China is now the second biggest country in terms of economy size, that scarcity trauma is still in their DNA. Then came Deng Xiaoping in the 80s with his famous slogan, "To get rich is glorious." His goal was to make some people and some regions rich first, so that they can boost the country's economy. However, it ended up creating a massive individualism. It turned the society into a black cat, white cat race. The color of the cat doesn't matter as long as they catch mice, meaning that only the result matters. People quickly became shameless, and their first goal was to climb the social ladder by stepping on others' head. Nowadays, China is currently in a massive etiquette catch-up. Their government is literally handing out handbooks to their citizens on how to behave like a human being, and they penalize people on social credit systems for misbehaviors. But I'm not sure if they penalize pooping on the street. In a defense of China, it took the West 500 years to go from throwing poop out of the window to polite society. And China is trying to do that in much shorter time. Next time you see a group of loud Chinese tourists, try to remember their painful history I shared you today. It's their way of surviving, and it's pretty much printed in their DNA. They're not trying to be rude to you. But one question I have is, why are they doing this? Here's a summary for this video. These negative stereotypes people have against Chinese actually come from their painful history, and they are not trying to be mean to you. I hope you enjoyed my first YouTube video, and if you did, please make sure you subscribe and like, as I'll be posting more. See you next time.